that it is brunch time with Mayegun live. Yesterday, Bwala officially started as a call-loose spokesperson. But few hours after Bwala announced his arrival, what chased Ona-ofun-nuga away is about to challenge or put to test Bwala's resolve to maintain steeze in the face of tribalism, institutionalized tribalism, where 70-year-old man, Bayo Ezibida Ona-ofun-nuga is right there, seeing everyone as a threat, especially if you are not Yoruba. This is established. I need you to remember, it is established that Ezibida, 70-year-old Facebook and Twitter special advisor to Tinubu, Bayo Ezibida Ona-ofun-nuga, has reared his head to quickly correct Bwala. Listen, Alaye, you are not the official spokesperson for Tinubu. All of us are official. We are all three spokespersons for Kolu. Currently, there are 12 spokespersons for Tinubu, and the top 3 who are fighting for the main official are supposed to be Ona-ofun-nuga, the failed minister, now special advisor on communication. Sunday Oponu. No, sorry. I kind of have a name for that guy, yo. The Dare. Oh, what was that again? I said I will be calling him Dare Ashiri on Sundays. Like somebody who is like always mad every Sunday. So instead of saying Sunday Dare or Dare Sunday, you can just call him like, Dare that is always mad on Sundays. Because I have kind of followed some of his own vituperations. And they've always happened on Sundays or latest by Monday. So like what happened 2 days ago, go and check some of his own defense of Tinubu lately. When he was given that appointment, he is always a madman every Sunday. And he's actually named Sunday too. Anyway, then you have Ona-ofun-nuga, then you have Bwala, which is Bwala. So Bwala came back from London, a professional ass leaker. Somehow, he got a letter that said he is official spokesperson to Tinubu. However, Ona-ofun-nuga quickly came out and said, no. You are not official. All right? We are all official spokesperson for Tinubu. 12 people, they are doing the job of one person. And it is all called job for the boys. Just get the boys to have something to, you get, and they can all walk around or walk about and say they are working for the press idiots. So far, so good. In their media team, they have, these guys, they themselves have a total of 816 in total of the guys who are like their own special advisor. Now, listen to this. Ona-ofun-nuga, he has his own, is the special advisor to Tinubu on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok matters. If anybody says something about Tinubu on Facebook, on TikTok, or Twitter, he never really kind of like up to the task. He's an old man. So what he does mostly is he will just post nonsense. And his own grandchildren will come and say, Esa, edit this post. Esa, you made a mistake. Sometimes he will write an epistle, like a novel, just because he wanted to debunk something. We'll be like, really you necessary? Who is reading all these things? Nobody has time to read all this nonsense, Baba. This is so old school, all right? But the likes of Bwala, they can respond. They can relate. So when Ona-ofun-nuga watched Bwala yesterday, I think immediately felt like, no, you cannot take my place. I am the official spokesperson, but we are going to share it. You, Mr. Bulaba, welcome on board. Because they said that when Daniel Bulaba or Dani Bulaba met with the main Bulaba himself, Tinubu, in January, and they muted the idea of bringing him on board, that it would be useful to Tinubu's, as one of Tinubu's Spain doctors, okay, Joseph Goebbels. Among the people that rejected the idea, the first person to reject the idea was Ona-ofun-nuga. No, we cannot bring somebody that worked with Atiku. He is a betrayer. He is this. But Tinubu insisted that they had to bring him on board. So that is why they tried to make him recount all he said about them, which he has been doing. Like all these things he said, calling Tinubu the druggie, certificate forger, the danger to democracy, and all that stuff that he called Tinubu. They made him recounted everything, which somehow he didn't recount them like as they expected. Here you get. So they still can't trust him. But Tinubu insisted that no, they had to bring him on. And it was on that validation that Bulaba felt like, even if you don't like me, Tinubu wanted me, and I am going to be part of the team. So since that January to now, 10 months after, it be like say the rivalry is now activated. So according to Ona-ofun-nuga, Bulaba was wrong to go on TV and say he's the official spokesperson. That's what happened is that Tinubu has restructured his media team. And restructuring of the media team means Mr. Bulaba is only for policy communication. So that means he is saddled with the responsibility of spinning the lies on the fake policies of Tinubu, the retrogressive policies of Kolu. So it will be the work of Bulaba to engage with all of you on social media as well as on TV to tell you, to make you see that even if the policies are impoverishing you, it is for your own good. That's the job. Part of what we picked from last night, by the way, is this chart that Dani Bulaba had with Sheung. Just listen.
From decadence. So the question I'm asking now is whether or not you believe in the presidency of today, because I mean, you, and that's why I started my conversation with you, asking that you are a Christian minority from Borno State. Yes, sir. And you once said the reason why you stopped believing or supporting Bola Tinubu is because of the Muslim ticket. Yeah. And as your philosophy about the Muslim ticket, because nothing seems to have changed. Has it changed now?
Are you having what we call father time? You have asked me this question before. We trashed it here.
No, we need to trash it because you have now taken up the responsibility to officially speak for the president.
So for your training.
And for the, yeah. I mean, I can speak for what my training and for what my industry deserve and the Nigerian people deserve. It would be at the service to the average Nigerian person if you are not able to clear when you are in now your official capacity. At Daniel Bwala, we had a conversation about your ideology and philosophy to wanted to support Bola Tinubu now. But now that you are taking an official responsibility, you have to also clear the air and lift up the burden that you have placed upon yourself.
What kind of,
and now the question, I mean, you have said that the reason why you stopped supporting President Tinubu is because of the Muslim ticket.
And when I made a decision to support him and you asked me the question, which I have cleared.
So now so you can now work with a Muslim man that took a Muslim.
When I made a decision to support him, which I have been supporting him from January till this time, what was I doing? The only difference between then and now is the official tag.
You can be supporting someone, but working with them is another kettle of fish.
I have never believed that if you have the capacity to support someone, you will not see the need to.
You told me on our last interview at that time that you have a love and affection for Bola Tinubu as a person, but you disbelieve in the stand of the APC of a Muslim ticket. So the question is that it's still the Muslim ticket. Your man from Kashim Shettima, who is the VP, is from Borno State. President Bola Tinubu is a Muslim, and they've not denounced their religion. Have you denounced yours?
You know why I'm smiling? This is what I do for a living as a lawyer. where we cross-examine people. You change style, but you ask the same question which you have asked me in January and I've answered. So my reply to this will be asked and answered.
No, it has not been answered as of this moment.
Then recall it on your TV whether I have answered or not.
No, the question is that we are in the moment. Your status at the time and now are totally different.
So my response
do you still believe that a man, a vice president, and a president who are both Muslim of the same religion have the moral standing to run a country?
I adopt what I said before as my argument, and I rely on it.
Are you running away or dodging away from answering the question?
No, you have the infrastructure, you have TV, you have the same way you use that term in recalling past. Recall that question you asked and how I answered it. I'm not prepared to give energy to those things that would distract us from what the president has asked us to do. Let me tell you, it's not about Bwala, it's not about people. The minute I start answering questions that were asked and answered, and then it creates chains of question, then I defeat the very purpose of my appointment. I am now talking about myself instead of talking about the administration of President Bwala Ahmed Tinubu.
That is if those questions are being reinforced over and over again. But this is our first conversation since you assumed office.
Yes.
And which is today.
Yes.
And I'm asking, because you are in your official capacity, can Nigerians believe you that this Daniel Bwala and what he said some months ago during the campaign, can they believe you when you speak for the president?
If you ask this question 100 times till tomorrow morning, my answer will be the same.
But what about those who think that you don't have integrity?
It is their right.
But do you have integrity?
It is up to you.
No, it's not up to me. You are the one that asked you are in the chair, Mr. Bwala. Do you have the integrity to speak for a president whom you heavily criticize and that is not fit for office based on his religious standing on a Muslim ticket?
Asked and answered.
You have not answered it.
No, I've answered it. You've asked me before.
You know, the reason why that is different is now you are a Nigerian public officer.
It doesn't change.
And you speak to the Nigerian people right now. It's different from you as a private citizen. You have the onus to be able to speak. The onus on you to be able to tell Nigerians truthfully that this is what has changed about you. Is it the same Daniel Bwala that worked with Atiku Abubakar?
If I took mango before I became a spokesman, the nutritional value I get from the mango does not change because now I'm a spokesman. Asked and answered.
So you don't want to talk about that?
Anything that I have answered before, I don't want to regurgitate on that.
Even when you said that even if you give Bola Tinubu 30 years, nothing will change.
Asked and answered.
You're dodging away from the question.
I'm not dodging away. You've asked before, I have answered.
Are you worried about those who think that it is unfair for someone like you who heavily criticize and they fought you on television and radio
from decadence?
So the question...
He has no integrity, no doubt. Number one is, I like how Sheun kept pestering him. But the point is that you do not take a job from an illegitimate government and still claim you have integrity. Forget it, remove it. Just go there, go do your own, I shop, you shop. Do you understand? You do not take a job from a man that has an integrity question, credibility question, a criminal who also hired criminals. So you cannot walk back on your own words and say it is politics. I've answered. Slippery slope, slippery slope. They are strange bedfellows. The wahala that the Bwala, Mr. Bulaba, will bring into the fold is just about to unfold. I go there here. Now here we go there. The situation will get so bad that you will understand that although they are all criminals in their own rights, if you do not have this, if you don't have this questionable sort of a character, if you don't have this questionable past, okay, you cannot be admitted into the fold of Tinubu. It is impossible. It is not possible. Whether you are a man or a woman, you must have this questionable past that the likes of Tinubu will tap into. And that will be your own credential to work for Tinubu. That is a guy that possibly will come and tell you about Tinubu's work, how Tinubu is doing everything to make your life better. Meanwhile, it is not actually going to come and tell you how they are making your life better. They are coming to help in their own mind, though, to help demystify or neutralize the Tinubu's, in quote, enemies. Because that is the situation in that contraption. The moment you call them out or you criticize them, they are not going to see you as critics. They are going to see you as enemies of Tinubu. And in their way, they have to neutralize you. They have to lie and lie and lie, intimidate, threaten, and all of that stuff, blackmail, to spin it. That's what he's coming to do. But guess what? It will end up in tears. Trust me. I've seen that before. Bulaba will say something as official capacity on behalf of Tinubu. Ona-ofun-nuga will come back and say, no, that's not what the president said. The president didn't say that. We take that back. This is what we are saying. And that chaos is what they are bringing in. Slippery slope. A man who lacks scruples, who lacks integrity, a man who lacks shame has been hired to come and help launder the image of Kolu. The concluding parts.
Heavily criticized, and they fought you on television and radio, like just to take on Akwasa. And I could play to you some tapes of what you said during the campaign.
So you have those tapes, but you don't have the tape of the previous question you asked me, which I've answered.
Why would I play a tape of you when you are right here and you can answer the same question?
But why are you going to play this one that I said before?
Because you are now the special advisor.
What is good for the goose is good for the gander.
No, I'm a professional in this job.
I'm a professional in responding.
You are a lawyer.
And that makes it even stronger.
So the question here is that, Mr. Bwala, how are you able to speak to the fact that there are some those who have a very difficult time believing and agreeing that you've gotten that job instead of them, and they were the supporters that saw Bola Tinubu win that election? What would you say to them tonight?
That's an opinion. They express their opinion. I can understand their feelings. I can understand their pain. However, the president of the Federal Republic decide who he wants to work with. But more than that, if you trust the judgment of the president to govern Nigeria, if you're progressive, you trust that this president is exercising good judgment in policy decisions, is exercising good judgment in governing, you should respect his judgment in choosing who he works with. I'm talking about if you're progressive. You may have a genuine reason why you think you are not taken. I am not going to sit here to say somebody doesn't have a reason why he has not been taken. But Bwala is not the reason why you are not taken. There is this thing we call transferred aggression. Do you know that not long ago, the wife of late Odumegwu Ojukwu was appointed? Was she in APC? Certainly no. You remember when Bosun Tujani was appointed? Was he in APC? No. So you see, the president, in my view, because what I did was I knew what the president's philosophy was. That's my understanding from my discipline of training, where they said if you are appearing in the court, study the demeanor of the judge, study the mind of the judge, and prepare your case on the basis of that. From President Bola Tinubu, even when he was a governor, he was operating on the philosophy outlined in that book on Abraham Lincoln. If you read that book, for those of the people who have not read, I will encourage them to read. When Abraham Lincoln won the presidency, he ceased to look at the political party from where he's coming from because it is the American society. But he was also faced with so many problems. I said it the last time I was here. There was the, the economic sabotage, the printing and the minting of the American money illegally. There was slave trade. There was fighting over supremacy. Federal government was not able to galvanize them. And so when he looked at it, and all of them had their respective leaders and sentiment, he felt and he came up with this philosophy: you can only fight one war at a time. You can't fight all. So what he did was, let me galvanize everybody together, national consensus, and let's hit the ground running. Now, I am not the only subject of the decision of the president that touched on people probably outside APC or the rest. Remember, Mr. Shewun, you have practically interviewed me for 8 years before the election, consistently defending APC as an APC member. My credential is in your hand. You will call me when I'm driving, I will pull over. I'm doing sports, I will stop over. That is how I defended. So I'm not like a newcomer. I've only been away for like 7 months. But everything is Bwala. They have their reasons. Some of them are sponsored. We know those who are sponsoring those things. But like I told you, I have made up my mind. I have refused to put fuel on a distraction, because you can imagine me talking about things that have nothing to do with the policy of the president now as his media aide. That means I am now discussing myself rather than discussing the president. So I leave them to their opinion. They can feed on it. They can build a house on it. But I am committed to focusing on heavily
defending Tinubu. So according to Ona-ofun-nuga, 70 years old social media advisor to Tinubu, Bwala does not speak for Tinubu in official capacity that way. According to he said, Mr. Sunday Dare is a special advisor on public communication, national orientation, ITATO, and he is now special advisor, media and public communication, Kini Yato. Okay, national orientation, don't come up for it, Abi. Mr. Bwala, announced last week as special advisor, media and public communication, is now special advisor, policy communication. But Ona-ofun-nuga that is sharing this is special advisor to the president, information and strategy. Strategy will Lori Ona-ofun-nuga to start with. This appointment is called restructuring, restructuring of media and communication team. You see, this Mr. Dare is a former minister from minister. Hang on, let me put that up boldly. From minister to now special advisor on lies and mischief, abuses, and all that in defense of Tinubu. That Sunday Dare, in his own office, he has his own special advisor on. He's got about he has about 36 or there about almost 40 special advisor to himself. Each of them have nothing less than 40 advisors that are advising them so that they can now advise Tinubu. They are not advising Tinubu. They are meant to be spin doctors, liars. There is no expert hired to take Nigeria out of economic doldrum, unemployment, insecurity, and all of that. There's no expert hired. They are all hiring media, this, media, that, because the media is the tool they want to use in keeping you under control. So Mr. Bwala right now is already recruiting, if he hasn't already finished recruiting anyway. Bwala is going to is meant to come and lie to you about Tinubu's policies. I can't wait to see more of that though. So you get, so he will come and lie to you about Tinubu's policies and advise Tinubu about what he should. Sorry, I don't know. So he himself is going to have like about 50 special advisors, drivers, SA, SSA, to the SA, and to the president. And all of them are going to be drawing salaries, allowances, travel flights, this and that, just job for the boys. You know? Somebody said that if they can restructure their media team within just 24 hours, that means they can restructure Nigeria if they want to restructure. I'm like, nah, they won't. Nigeria is already restructured. Nigeria has been restructured to turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. Okay? So if it comes to your turn, okay, go they do one Nigeria. Go they do the big one. When the Bukwari was there, it was the turn of the North, remember? Now it is the turn of the Yorubas, Yoruba Lokon. And this Yoruba doesn't mean that the Yorubas, so because it's similar to when the Bukwari was there. And some of them probably were like, Fulani Lokon. Hausa ló kàn, Fulani ló kàn, Kanuri ló kàn. But today, the northern Nigeria is poorer. The people of northern Nigeria, they are now poorer than they were 9 years ago. Similarly, Yoruba ló kàn. Today, Yoruba